Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. Look at my man, Bradley Jenkins. Brad Betts, how we doing, buddy?
Doing great, AB. Tough weekend for me in the betting streets, but it is time to turn the page. We got a bunch of good stuff this week. Excited for another week ahead.
There we go, man. There we go. You know what? And good point right there. Take a look back before we look forward. And 3-3. That's how you see it. We go 1-2 in Major League Baseball. At Rangers Mariners, man, we lose by the hook. Could have easily been a 2-1 day. College baseball go 2-1. I thought we were gonna get there with the Kansas TCU over, but man, we get to 9 runs. They just stopped scoring, man, pretty much. Now, college baseball, another great weekend. We win it. We go 7-3. We went 3-0 on Friday, 2-2 on Saturday, and then 2-1 on Sunday. So 70%. We'll take that every week of the year. So I think we've lost only 2 series so far this year. So sitting pretty, man. Sitting good. Love to see that. Now, the Discord, if you haven't joined yet, what are you doing? Scan it. It's free. Join. You can essentially get the show all day long, 24 hours a day, and the crew is always taking care of bets right in there. Now, my man, all right, we got a little Major League Baseball crew play of the day, all right? So, poll is in the chat. Everybody go ahead, vote now. Here's what we've got, okay? The old Howie Schwab crew play of the day. Astros Cardinals over 7.5, or you go on Astros Cardinals under 7.5. Check the pitching matchup there. I believe we've got Valdez versus Sonny Gray. Gonna be a heck of a matchup. And then the Rockies Dodgers. You going over 8.5? You going under 8.5? Like we said, polls in the chat. Vote now. I always see at the end of the show. Now, Brad, my man, got some thoughts here. All right, AB, you're right. The heart, soul, and father time incentive were the driving factors in Rory's Masters victory, but he did choke. There he did. Like, and here's another thing too. Did you watch any of it, Brad, yesterday or over the weekend?
I was focused on the MLS.
Yeah, understandable, right? Man doing his job. Now, I'll tell you this, man. Essentially, it was about Rory McIlroy, okay? And obviously, this is a guy who, I mean, one of the best players that we've seen, certainly, of his generation. And, there are 4 majors in golf, and he had won 3 of them. This is the only one that he hadn't won. And he had been there in 2011, should have won it, choked it. I mean, just brutal. And I don't say choked as in, being negative. He's, it is what it is, right? And yesterday, going into Sunday, had the lead, right? Going in, everyone knew what time it was. It was about him, right? And he starts off horrible. I mean, starts off bad. And you've got Bryson DeChambeau paired up with you in second place, who's, the people's champ, right? Like, not easy to do when you're expected to do this and you've got everybody's favorite standing right beside you. And long story short, man, congrats to Rory. He ends up getting it done in playoff holes. It was wild. I mean, that dude had pressure all over him. And we said yesterday going in that win or lose, that was the biggest day of his professional career life, and his life was going to change one way or the other, right? Either you win it or you choked another one, and you might not ever have this chance again. And he went through all of it, nailed it, wins in playoff against Justin Rose. So congrats to Rory, man. Like, it was unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Okay. All right. So that was the Masters. And again, just an incredible, incredible finish. But our own Masters here, Brad. Let's get to the picks today. See what we got. Okay. All right. Brad, you lead off hitter, buddy. Throw it up. You go first. What you got?
Yes, sir. We're headed to that afternoon matchup in today's English Premier League. We're taking a bet split, which is 1 bet split 2 ways. So take your unit, split that in half on either side. We're taking both teams to score at -150 in Bournemouth versus Fulham. And we're also taking that over 2.5 in Bournemouth versus Fulham at -193. Bournemouth come in scoring in 89% of their last 28 matches. That's regular production, only 3 failing to score. Also, Fulham, they've scored in 27 of 30, which is 90%. So both teams scoring in that 90% mark. But Fulham also, they're conceding multiple goals in their latest matchups. In 10 of the last 14 in the league, multiple have conceded. Bournemouth have conceded 2+ in 5 straight league matches as well. So both of them scoring, they're also conceding. When you look at their conceding histories, 24 of 30 for Bournemouth, 80%. That's 8 out of every 10. And Fulham, 28 of 33, which is 85%. So both teams scoring at 90%. Both teams conceding in the 80s. And then you look at their both teams to score history. Well, both teams to score has come in 73% of Bournemouth's last 15. And both teams to score has come in 77 in Fulham. So both teams are trending in that 70%. Both teams to score, as well as over 2.5 goals. When that both teams to score comes, you tend to see that over 2.5. Both teams trending at 85 and 89% respectively for that over 2.5. So we're taking that both teams to score at -150, the over 2.5 at -132. A little bit of a bet split, giving us that -141 odds. And in this matchup history specifically, 6 of the last 7 matches that they've played one another, both teams' scores come in. 5 of the last 5 matchups, over 2.5 has come in. In the Premier League, it's trending well right now. 14 and 5 to the both teams to score, and 14 and 4 to the over 2.5. So we're going to take that nice, comfortable bet split in today's afternoon matchup between Bournemouth and Fulham. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals.
Beautifully done, my boy. Beautifully done. All right. Question here, real quick. Scott says, AB, any surprises for you this past weekend in college baseball or something you could bet? Feel pretty good going forward for the rest of the season. Well, so we're getting close. We've got about a month left. All right, in the college baseball regular season. So all of these series are going to matter. A couple of ways to answer this question. Number one, all right, take a look at teams that have really bad weekends and they're going to have to bounce back. And you generally, the way to do that is hitting the ball, right? Like you can come out and you can pitch and yeah, I mean, you can shut teams down, win 2-0, 3-1, right? Brad, I mean, same deal, in soccer wise, right? Like, you could say, all right, we're going to clamp this thing down. You're not scoring. We might win 1-0, but you're not scoring. That's one way to do it. Pretty difficult at times, especially if you're facing, a team just as good or maybe better than you. Another way is just to be super aggressive, not dumb, but aggressive regards to your offensive strategy. And what I mean by that is check out teams, all right, that have bad weekends and watch them in midweek games and then watch them the following weekend. And I'll give you the perfect example. LSU baseball, all right, one of the best teams in the country. They just got swept by Auburn, all right? LSU has not lost a midweek game all year. I don't know who they play on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I would assume that they're going to beat the absolute piss out of whoever that they're playing, all right? And then number 2, they're going on the weekend, all right, at home against Alabama. There are going to be runs all over the place in that one. So LSU is definitely a team to pay attention to. Tennessee, another one, wins the series against Ole Miss. Big, big win yesterday there to clinch it. Going back home, they've had some issues, man, that they want to get fixed. Facing off against Kentucky at home. These two fan bases know each other. I would expect Tennessee scores a ton of runs this weekend. So that kind of answers your question. We'll talk more about it, but there's definitely a lot going on. Let me get the picks, and then I got a question for you, Brad. I'm going to go Nationals Pirates over 7. And yes, Paul Skeens is throwing today. But I do think the Pirates give him some run support, finally, right? And I think the Nationals can put up some runs specifically after, the 5th inning or whenever they can get Skeens out of there. But yeah, I like him over 7 here. And then the Royals and the Yankees, I think you're going to see two teams, excuse me, I'm so sorry, absolutely attack the plate. Not a bad pitching matchup, not great, not bad. But I like the over 9 here. I wanted to play home runs, but it was over 2.5. So a little juicy there for me. So those are my 2 plays. And again, we'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern with more. But let's see. Oh, here it is. Spelldog asked you, Brad, is that 2.5 goals? Is that an Asian total?
It's not. It's just the regular total today. If you're looking for an Asian total, you'll see a 0.25, a 0.7, or a 0.0 at the end. If you just see a 0.5, that's just your regular standard total. So that's 3 goals, gives us a full cash on that bet.
Full catch. There we go. There we go. Scott said LSU has McNeese. Ooh, local one too. Yeah. I don't know what well, we don't have any prices on it, but LSU's gonna be favored pretty high. Yeah, they're going to score a lot of runs. They're going to score a lot of runs. I can assure you on that one. Okay, so that's what we have there. Drop any questions that you have into the chat. Let's take a look at some Major League Baseball weather here, okay? Now, Brad, you tell me. We're going to go through these, and you tell me which one, because, you know, it's not the same sport, but we can approach it as if you, all right, MLS game, you're going down the line, you got it, you firing, all right? You're taking a shot, okay? Same thing in hitting, all right, today in Major League Baseball. You tell me which weather pattern that you like the best. Let's take a look. First off, Nationals Pirates, just talking about that game. All right, 70 degrees, all right? Good humidity there. Precipitation, it's going to be higher chances of rain as the game goes. But again, not terrible. This is exactly the kind of weather that you want. You want that rain shelf, that rain cloud shelf sitting low, ready to bust open, but not quite doing it. That's where you get really nice humidity here. Yeah, blowing 10 miles an hour out towards left field. Next, Tigers and Brewers. Look at this. Now, feels like it's going to be a little cold. All right, you've got 54 degrees in Milwaukee. Feels like 42, 41. Obviously, no precipitation there. 16-mile-an-hour winds blowing out. So, right-handed pull hitters, absolute great spot to be in terms of hitting. You might find some really nice prices there. All right, Mets and the Twins. Look at this. All right, about 50 degrees, 45. Feels like mid-30s, okay? Small precipitation chances. Not too really worried about that. Actually, pretty decent in regards to helping the ball. Wind speeds, 18 miles an hour, blowing out to right field. So left-handed pull hitters, right-handed oppo hitters, absolutely where you want to be in hitting the ball. And finally, all right, Astros and Cardinals. Now, you got a hell of a pitching matchup here. All right, you got overcast, low to mid-60s. All right, feels like mid-50s. No precipitation in St. Louis, and wind blowing 10 miles an hour out towards right field. So right-handed pull hitters again, sitting pretty, but you got a really good pitching matchup on both sides. Okay, so there's the Cardinals, Mets, Twins, Tigers, Brewers, Nationals, Pirates. Where are you feeling, Brad? Where the home run's going to come today?
It looks like that 16-mile-per-hour wind for those right-handers hitting it to left field. I think it was, Tigers, Brewers. That looks pretty solid. I would appreciate 16 miles per hour wind behind every ball that I hit. So I think there could be a number of home runs in that.
There we go. Yeah, there we go, man. And you got two teams that are going to want to come out and hit. I did not see home run prices here in the Mets and the Twins. Pay attention, man. This could be really nice, especially with that precipitation and those rain clouds sitting with water molecules in the air. And remember, the reason that we pay attention to humidity, all right, is this. And let me pull it up on the screen, okay? So when you're looking at just molecules in the air, okay? Water molecules are less dense than oxygen molecules. So when you have, all right, humidity, higher percentages of humidity in the air, the ball is actually going to travel further because water molecules are less dense than oxygen molecules. So when you see high humidity, you see rain cloud potentials that are there. It's a nice spot. And every 10% increase in humidity above 55% results in roughly an additional 10 to 15 feet of carry for the baseball. Now, doesn't always mean that you're going to see higher run totals, scores, because you still have to hit the damn ball. You know what I mean? You still have to line up, right? And kick, accurately, right? And find spots where the goalie is. So, yeah, man. I mean, it doesn't always mean, but you got a lot more chances. And anybody that, has followed this show for, the years that we've done it, it absolutely is a thing. It's absolutely a real thing. So checking the weather in Major League Baseball will definitely help you out there. All right. So those are the weather patterns that we see. All right. It's our favorite game here. Okay. Who is going yard today? All right. So everybody pay attention or pay attention. Play along. Pay attention. That sounded like a teacher. Everybody play along. Let me know. And let me know who you're going to take. And it might be somebody off the board here. But our 5 that we have to choose from today. And Brad, you're playing as well. You hold on to your pick. Aaron Judge, Yankees plus 200. Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers plus 300. Jordan Alvarez of the Astros plus 350. Paul Goldschmidt of the Yankees at plus 500. And then Mookie Betts pictured there of the Dodgers. Nashville legend himself, all right, at plus 550. So everybody in the chat, drop who you have. And again, could be somebody off of the board. These are just the 5 that we. Scott said, I'm going off the board. Jorge Soler, if you know, you know. Absolutely. Shout out to the young pale. We love him. All right. Brad, where are you going, bro? What do you got?
Yo, that nickname is so funny. I'm gonna take Yorgon, man. Give me a nice lefty bomb, hitting it right out there to right field.
Dude, all right. First off, I like the play. And second, dude, Alvarez is such just an intimidating, like, body physique. He's huge. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine pitching. And when he cranks it, dude, like when he gets a hold of it, you're just like, oh my God.
Like the old Cecil Fielder, man.
Yes!
Every time that man hit the ball, it was gone.
Gone, dude. Gone. I want to go Goldschmidt. I'm going to go Ohtani. Plus 300. He's just a threat every time. Not that Goldie isn't, but not that any of these do, is it? But yeah, Scott, right there. Exactly my thoughts. The dude is due. He's absolutely due for a home run, man. And not that that's something to bet on, you know what I mean? But yeah. I'm going Ohtani here, plus 300. All right, you got Alvarez. I've got Ohtani. Let's see who. So we got Japan. But boy, he's got Paul Goldschmidt there. Big Mac said he likes Goldie today. Yeah. TJ's going Mookie. Not a bad play there. Indeed. Okay, so those are our home runs. Now let's take a look here at our historicals here. All right, and I'll pull this up on screen. I know it's a pretty small font, but these are hitter versus pitcher historicals for today, filtered by home runs. You can see, all right, Tristan against Shane Baz. He's got 2 bombs. Enrique Hernandez. He's got 2. Goldie's got 2 against Seth Lugo. Mookie's got 2. You see the Rockies pitcher up there. Yeah. His name's making its presence felt on this list early, right out of the gate. Hernandez, both of the Hernandez of the Dodgers have home runs there. You see Cody Bellinger, Gleyber Torres. Yeah, keep going down the list. A lot of Dodgers on this list. So just pay attention there. Could be home runs, but could be playing, any types of props, man. Team to win the game, team to win, by a run line, total team home runs, team totals in terms of, all ways to play it, right? So you see it there. Yeah, a ton of them, man. A ton of them. Now, flipping it over here, all right, to the opposite side, okay? Now, again, doesn't mean that these guys don't hit against said pitchers, but
Did we lose it, AB? I think we lost it. I think we're stuck on this screen here. But one thing I will say, and going back to that previous screen, I know I threw up Jordan Alvarez, but man, when you looked at Paul Goldschmidt's stats against the guy that he's facing, Japan, I agree with you. Goldschmidt looks pretty solid to hit a bomb today. But now we're still on this screen here waiting for AB. Let's take a look at what we got with the board back here. There's a matchup today in Denmark. We're absolutely popping lately. Denmark, both teams are scoring over 2.5 goals, trending about 75 and 76% respectively. And then this matchup specifically, both teams are hitting their totals in their respective matchups as well as in the matchup history. So there's 6 match weeks left in Denmark. Make sure you're paying attention to the Super League.
All right, am I back? Can you everybody got me? Okay. All right, so let me jump it back here real quick. Or maybe that was what took us down. All right, anyway, so you can see it there. I just want to put it one more time before we get it going. Okay, so
Robot AB, that was so funny.
I know. You know, my favorite, look, the comments were absolutely gold, right? I was sitting there looking and like it didn't freeze, but it froze. And then it was like, AB, you sound like a robot. AB, we can't hear you. And then Yamster said, sounds better if you ask me. Yamster, that's a great comment. Oh, that's a great comment. All right, keep going on soccer. I interrupted you, man. What were you talking about? Say it again and let it rip, man.
Yeah, talking just the Denmark Super League and the Danish Super League, and we have highlighted them with a few matchups in the past. There's a nice matchup today, but specifically also later in the week, we got UCL and Europa Conference League, respectively. Those are those top competitions, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all leg 2. So every matchup, except for those that have tied, are going to come in with a goal differential that's going to affect each match, specifically like with Borussia Dortmund, who play Barcelona tomorrow, down 4-0 at home. So they're going to have to overturn 4 goals just to bring it to overtime. Real Madrid are going to be coming back home facing Arsenal on Wednesday, 3-0. They're down. They're going to have to turn over a 3-goal deficit. Arsenal have only conceded 3 goals in 1 match this past 2 seasons. That one's going to be incredibly interesting. Real Madrid, top dogs, they're going to come out super hungry. Europa League as well, some really difficult matchups. There was a comment in the chat, hey, Brad, do you ever factor in weather to your soccer capping? Good question. Yes and no. Typically, not really, but in specific occasions, absolutely. So there's a team who's playing or played Lazio in the Europa League this past Thursday. Bodo Glimt, Bodoglimt, from the Arctic tundra, so far north and so cold. They make home matches incredibly difficult for all their opponents traveling so far north. It is a difficult place to play, and you saw that last week. They took down Lazio, Italian giants Lazio. So Bodo Glimt, absolutely rolling. There are weather patterns that you want to pay attention to and field conditions specifically. If there's snow, that's an issue. It can slow down the ball. It can make the ground really hard. That ball is going to bounce. It's not going to have soft touches for players. Players don't want to come into contact with one another. So the cold definitely has an effect. The snow has an effect. Water. So you have rain. If rain comes down on the field, that ball's going to move quicker. It's going to skip. You might not have nice, great touches, but what you will have is a different style of play. Typically, not playing out of the back as much because that is a potential chance for mistakes. You'll see longer balls. You'll see a lot of runs out wide. You want to make sure that if you lose the ball in wet conditions, you are up the field, not down the field. That's what's going to possibly give you those issues. So yes and no. Weather doesn't affect soccer that much until you get to certain field conditions, and those only come at certain times and in certain locations. So, really, like, you have elevation. Of course, elevation is going to affect the wind, just like in any other sport. You've seen Colorado Rapids in the MLS. They are playing at a 5,000 plus feet elevation. So players come in, for somebody who's lived in Colorado and tried to play soccer out there, you just can't catch your breath. And what that does is later in the game, you tend to lose your head, whether that be the home or away team, up or down. So yes and no. Weather affects, but just on certain occasions.
That was beautiful. And let me say, dude, solid. You did well. Look, you're getting some love in the chat too, man. Our man Carl said, look, Brad covered that technical difficulty clean. Well done. Well done. You did. I mean, I can see it. Like I was, stuck in a coma over here, but yeah, dude, see it. It was an excellent job. And let's see. Yester said nothing but love. Dude, number one, understood and absolutely two, let it rip. You know what I mean? Like it's all taken in love for sure, dude. The like that behavior is very much wanted, warranted. Yeah, bring it. Indeed, man. Yeah, sure, of course, man. Nothing but love for you. Oh, look, $4.99 super sticker. Okay, you didn't have to do it, but thank you. Obviously, thank you, huge man. Yeah, sure, you are the absolute best right there. Absolute best. Yeah, sure. Well done. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see. We got home runs, we got Major League Baseball. Let's hit the picks one more time for anybody who might have dropped in late. Brad, go ahead. Take it. What you got?
Headed to that afternoon matchup today between Bournemouth and Fulham in the English Premier League. We're taking a bet split. Both teams to score of -150 and the over 2.5 at -132. Both teams to scores coming in frequently 73%, or sorry, yeah, 73% for Bournemouth. The over 2.5 has come in 73% of their league matches. So 16 of 22. Fulham, you got both teams to score coming in at 77%, over 2.5 coming in 85% of their league matches. And then 6 out of 7, both teams to score have hit in their last matchups, as well as 5 straight over 2.5 when they've played one another. So we're going to take that comfortable bet split in today's afternoon matchup in the English Premier League between Bournemouth and Fulham.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so Spelldog is asking, is that both teams to score and over two? These are two different plays, or bring it out? Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, this is what we call a bet split. If you put these together, that would be a parlay. Your odds will be much better. But if this match just stays at 1-1, you lose in a parlay. If it goes to over 2.5, you lose. So this is a great way. You might eat a little bit more juice, but depending on how the game flow happens, if somebody comes out and gets a red card and then one team wants to shoot that over 2.5 because that's a trending number, that can easily happen. And then we just get our money back minus a little bit of juice. So we take the bet split today, especially in a high profile English Premier League match on a Monday.
Yeah, I love it, man. I do the same thing in baseball all the time. All the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, totally. Sometimes there are days where you're like, no, we're taking both of them together. They're absolutely gonna smash. And then other times you're like, let's split it up. All right. We could still get both, or we could push, have a little insurance here. Feeling good, at least getting one of the two. Yeah, totally with you there. And anybody that has done it with us in baseball, same strategy, absolute same strategy, and it's smart. Major League Baseball, for me, Nationals Pirates over 7, -115, and then the Royals over 9 at -110. That Dodgers over 1.5 home runs at plus money is looking good, isn't it? Aaron said, "What up, AB, my man, and my 6-year-old Madison, so sorry that you are sick. We all hope that you feel better soon. You're in good hands, my man, Aaron. Aaron will take care of you right there. Okay, so those are our picks. Spell Dog, the different play we gave. Oh, never mind. We just answered that one. Yeah, I think that's it. Our Howie Schwab crew play of the day. Brad, it went about where we thought it would be. Rockies Dodgers over 8.5, feeling it, and I feel it. I'm right there with you. Lots of ways to play it. Yeah, that I think it was around 43%, man, of where it hit. So yeah, in the chat, Howie Schwab crew play of the day going Rockies Dodgers over 8.5. All right, we'll jump out of here, man. We have the NBA playoffs beginning tomorrow, at least with the play-in games. So going to go ahead and get to work. We'll break all that down. We'll have, kind of your full bracket look, these play-in games, where, said winner is going to go and all that. So we'll break all that down for sure tomorrow, as the play-in games are going to be tomorrow night. So, Brad, any final thoughts, man, before we get out of here? That board looking good. You liking some Denmark, huh?
Denmark's been popping. I mean, 75, 76% of these numbers. There's only 6 weeks left in the season since they returned from their winter break. They've just been playing really hard. And in Denmark specifically, there are a couple leagues around the world that toward the end of the season, they split off. So there's 12 teams, 6 and 6 will split off, and you'll create a relegation group and a promotion group. So then the relegation group fights it out between one another, and the promotion group fights it out between one another 4 spots to see who's going up or going down. These 2 specific members are in the relegation group. So they're going to be fighting really, really hard, should want to at least not lose. And if you look at these records specifically, they're conceders more than anything. So if one of them is going to concede, you should expect the other one to as well. So that's Denmark. It's been popping lately. We'll see how the end of the season finishes, but it's a nice little look for today.
It is, man. It is. Look, Goat said weather is real. It absolutely is real. And I'll tell you what, Brad, we're both here in Nashville. I wish there were some baseball games being played in Nashville today because it's nice, man. It's starting to feel like summer already. Like this weekend, it was heating up. I felt myself sweating a little bit, like, and it felt good. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I forgot. This is nice. Yeah, it's going to be solid. So what we've seen the last couple, like real quick, we saw Major League Baseball start like opening day and the first week hit when there was a lot of weather patterns across the country and it was very, very warm. So we saw runs were real high, and then that weather pattern went away and it was, normal March weather across the country. Southeast, it's a little warm, but Northeast, it was in the 20s, right? Midwest, and run production went way down, but we're starting to see it come back here a little bit as the weather gets up. So certainly nice there. All right, we'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern normal time. We got a couple college baseball games today. We got more Major League Baseball to hit on, and then get ready for the NBA playoffs playing games starting tomorrow. So for my man Brad, and Brad again, well done, dude. You took over hosted duties. What can't my man do? He can just take care of it all, dude. Offense, defense, my man's got it. So for Brad, my name's Alan Bell. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're live today, 3 p.m. Eastern. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you later this afternoon. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!